South London families accusing Southwark Council of behaving disrespectfully over plans to reuse their grandmother's grave. Annie Elizabeth Kirby was killed when a Nazi rocket hit New Cross in 1944. But 72 years after being laid to rest in Camberwell New Cemetery, the council wants to build new burial plots over the land. Annie's great-granddaughter Rose Ives and her mother Tina both join London Live News this evening. Very good to have you both with us, and thanks for joining us. Southwark Council says the scheme focuses on unused parts of the cemetery. Why are you concerned that your grandmother's grave might be disturbed?
Well, it's not actually unused. You can't actually see my grandmother's grave because she was buried in a pauper's grave, a poor person's grave. I've visited a lot of times, and you know there's nothing to say that the grave's there. So it looks as if there's nothing there, but she is there, and she's only been buried 72 years.
How much do you know about how she died and why she was buried in a pauper's grave?
Well, she was shopping in Woolworths in New Cross, and a V2 bomb came down and just, you know, she was gone. And there were about 160 to 170 other people there with her. And at the time, you know, they lived in Deptford. They weren't a very rich family. And so she was buried in this grave along with, I think it's about another 6 people. And, you know, my father, he was 14 at the time, and he remembered her for years, and we used to visit the grave when I was a child. So I've got memories, and although I never met her, she's real to me. You know, she's a real person.
The council says that they're fast running out of space for burial plots. Why are you so concerned about particularly this space and what they're doing to it?
Because it's about disrespecting people's families and our heritage, really, which is why we started the Facebook group Respect Our Ancestors and made the survey to find out about people that do have family buried in the 2 cemeteries. Just because there isn't a marker for that grave, it doesn't mean there's anybody there, as my mum said. And the council think it's okay to bury people on top of her, but to us, she's still a real person, and we think it's absolutely disgusting.
You mentioned the campaign that you've launched. Tell us a bit about that and the response you've had so far.
Well, we started the Respect Our Ancestors Facebook page just to tell people what was going on, really, because we didn't know who was going to be affected and how sort of important this was going to be, really, especially because the council don't tell anybody anything. And we started a survey to ask people if they have family buried and whether or not they would be happy about people being dug up. And on that survey so far, 90% of people actually said, no, we don't want our family dug up. So that's where we are so far with that.
Given that the council argue they are fast running out of burial plots, that they need somewhere to put people who are passing away in the borough, what response would you have for them if they don't dig graves here? Where?
Well, I totally understand that, but we do know that 6 miles away in Camberwell Park Cemetery, there's about 40 acres there where people can be buried, not on top of other people. You know, so that's the other option.
Yeah, we're not saying that it's not right to bury people. My own father's buried because he wanted to be, but we realise, and I suppose lots of other people realise, that we are running out of space, and there's got to be some alternative. And I really want, you know, local councils to get together. I'd like them to get together and make a London-wide plan, because every council's going to run out of space soon.
Talking of the council, we had hoped they'd be here to share their thoughts with us. Unfortunately, no one was available to join us, and they haven't sent us a statement in response to your concerns. But if they are watching this today, what message do you hope they'll take from this interview?
I just, well, I spoke to my brother today about this, and he said, well, this is not right. Just because they're poor people, they shouldn't be disrespected. You know, we want these graves to stay there, and we want them as a memorial for our families. And, you know, we want to be respected.